Explaining the input menu, AI or trading mode. AI mode allows auto or manual trading. Manual mode is recommended. I'll list items and suggest the better menu. In auto mode, robot sets 2 lines. Auto candle feature helps. It sets last 10 candles for high-low, counts 10 back, highest peak is upper, lowest is lower, draws lines. For auto mode, ask time frame for analysis. If set to current, adjust 10 candles in chart. Then, the automatic candle feature will be useful. It says it is set for the last 10 candles to find high and low. It counts 10 candles back, takes the highest peak as the upper level, the lowest as the lower, and draws 2 lines. It asks which time frame to analyze these 10 candles. If set to current, it adjusts those 10 candles in that chart, regardless of your time frame. You can specify a 5-minute or 1-hour time frame to draw and adjust high and low. You decide. If set for 1 minute, it analyzes the last 10 candles in that frame and adjusts high and low. This is for automatic mode. It asks which time frame. To analyze 10 candles. If set to current, it adjusts those candles. Set high and low for 1 minute to analyze last 10 candles. I'll set the mode to manual to adjust high and low myself. You can change the lot size to 0.1. Specify 10 candles in a 5-minute or 1-hour time frame to draw and adjust the high and low. Setting the high and low for 1 minute analyzes the last 10 candles. I'll set the mode to manual to adjust the high and low myself. I want to set the high and low in my current time frame. For lot size, start with 1 lot, but you can change it to 0.1 or any amount, then hit enter. Using the martingale method, I set it to 0.01, so both my martingale and initial volume start at 0.01. The mark factor determines the multiplier for calculating this volume. I'm setting the mode to manual to adjust the high and low manually. This item and the other item are unnecessary. I set the high and low currently. Lot size or initial volume is set to start with 1 lot. You can change this to 0.1. Start with any amount and press enter. It is 0.01. Martingale starts at 0.01 and initial volume is 0.01. Mark factor determines the multiplier for volume. If initial volume is 0.1, second volume is 0.2, next is 0.4, increasing by factor of 2. You can start your initial volume with any amount you want, and hit enter. Since I want to use the martingale method, I set this to 0.01. So my martingale will start with a volume of 0.01, and my initial volume will also start with 0.01. The mark factor is about what multiplier to use to calculate this volume. If this initial volume is 0.01, the second volume will be 0.02, the next one will be 0.04, and it increases by a factor of 2. Now the next part says if 0 means no martingale. If this initial volume is 0.1, the second volume will be 0.2, the next one will be 0.4, and how many levels of martingale should I continue? If set to 0, it means no martingale, just a single position. If set to 1, you've taken a single position. If the price reverses, perform 1 level of martingale by doubling the size for the next position. Determine the reward level to close at. Set the reward to 2, 3, 5, or any level you want. I recommend 2. Determine breakout through shadow, price action, or candle close. If choosing candle close, specify the break time frame. I see it in the 1-minute time frame for the current setup. So, you took a single position. If the price reverses and goes against you, you can do a martingale by doubling the size next. In the reward section, set the reward level. Set the reward to 2, 3, 5, or any level. Break mode lets you choose breakout by shadow, price action, or candle close. For candle close, specify the break time frame. I use the 1-minute time frame for the current setup. You can enter any reward you want here, but I recommend setting it to 2. There's a break mode where you determine the breakout of that level, either through the shadow or the price action, or by breaking that area through the candle close. If I choose candle close, then I need to specify the break time frame. I see it in the 1-minute time frame for the current setup. Just as I am, it can be in 1 minute, 5 minutes, or 15 minutes. You adjust the close time accordingly. You set the time frame for when to close the position and enter the position. For example, I know you have 1 minute. In the partial exit section, settings are false. If set to close at reward 2 with partial exit true, it closes 50% at reward 1. Close at reward 2, which is related to 2. Now if my volume here was 2/10 instead of 1/10, and I had set the partial exit to true, when this 2/10 reaches reward 1, it will say to close 50% of it. So, When it reaches reward 1, it will close 50% of that 2/10. Here, I can determine at which reward level to close what percentage of the position, right? In the comments section, we also enter the comments. So here I can determine at which reward level to close what percentage of the position, right? In the comments section, we also enter the comments. If this part related to partial exit is set to false, it will close the entire volume at the specified reward. In reward 2, it will close. Well, I can set this to, for example, reward 3, and then say to close 50% of the volume at reward 2. For now, I will consider the reward as the same reward 2. It closes at reward 2. Well, I can set this instead. For example, reward 3, and then say to close 50% of the volume at reward 2. For now, I will consider the reward as the same reward 2. Here, I want the partial exit to be false. When I double tap, it changes to false. Reward exit. This is set to 50%. The magic number is a very important part because it helps to avoid selection mistakes. Set the magic number to 1000, 2200, or any number. Inconsistency causes problems. I'll explain the rest. Save settings by clicking Save. Save settings like DXY US dollar. Write and save settings like BTC. Click Load to retrieve saved settings. Make sure to set the magic number. If this is uneven, it could cause us problems. I'll explain the rest. You can save the settings here by clicking the Save button. For example, save these settings. For global ounces, DXY US dollar. To load, click the Load button to retrieve saved settings. That's my settings for now. Click the OK button. So you can write down the settings and save them, or you can say this is related to BTC or anything else. You can save the settings here and click the Save button. Whenever you want to load it, just click the Load button here, and you can retrieve the settings you saved from here. For example, I can save it as BTC and save it. Now, I can click the Load button here. And whenever I want, I can read these settings from here. I can retrieve the BTC settings this way. So that was about my settings for now. Click the OK button. I can save it as BTC and save it. Now I can click the Load button here and read these settings whenever I want. I can retrieve the BTC settings from here. So that was about my settings for now. Click the OK button.